Welcome, everyone. Happy New Year again. I'm so glad that you decided to spend your New Year's with us, or at least this portion of it. Some of you may be going to bed afterwards. Some of you may be going off to many parties afterwards, right? Who's going to a party after this? Anybody? Okay. The spiritual. They're like, no. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Okay, we're gonna have to turn this into a party. Some of you may have been up. Was it 4 or 5 this morning? There was a world peace meditation. Does anybody know? Yeah. So if you've been up since then, it's sleepy time now. But you're here, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm also really glad that my friends Kathleen Farrell and Judson Cunningham from Infinity Energetics are here. They are going to be playing. We've played together many times, done sound work from Kaiser Permanente to corporate events, and it's just wonderful to have you here. Jen DeFreitas is going to play the Shruti box tonight. I'm going to do some drumming. We have Ruben there on sound. He's so proud of that lamp, that teal lamp that we found. There wasn't enough light back there. Yes. He's behind the teal lamp. Okay. We have a special guest from New York City, my friend Shambhu Weinberg. And the reason why it's so special is he's not in San Francisco that often, and he's just celebrating the release of his 8th album. And it's really wonderful if you look up Shambhu, Shambhu, and we'll actually play it during part of the ceremony, a part of his new album. So it's just a wonderful honor to have you here, Shambhu. So this is a 1-hour ritual, and the purpose is to leverage this inflection point, to leverage this time as we cross this threshold from 2024 to 2025. Something special is happening as you were all called here on purpose. I believe that every person is going to walk out of this room with insights and with valuable tools as we embark on this spiritual practice called the Burning Bowl Ritual. And you could do a burning bowl ritual. It's never unfashionable to have a letting go ceremony, but this one is really special this time of the year. Michael Beckwith said that most of all spiritual work is letting go. Most of all spiritual work is letting go. Jack Kornfield said, in the end, just 3 things matter: how well you lived, how well you loved, and how well you learn to let go. So we're going to be doing that work today, both in this physical sanctuary as well as, let's wave hi to everyone in the Zoom room back there. We've got about a dozen people back there. Welcome, no matter where you are. And so the burning bowl ritual, how many of you have done this before? How many of you have not done it before? Okay. The same people. No, I'm kidding. Part of me did it before. No. But it's there as an opportunity to release things, consciously release things that are habits, thoughts, ways of being, energy, things in your world of relationships, from friendships to work relationships, things in your relationship with yourself. So we're going to dive into that, and there's going to be a lot of time for introspection and journaling as we also imbue the evening with sound healing music to support you in that. And we're letting go so we have open arms to catch what is ours to receive. And if we're too busy grasping those things that are made up of lack and limitation and doubt and fear, we're not going to see the miracles and blessings of the things that are meant for us in 2025. So everyone has something to write with. If you're on Zoom, please grab something to write with. We will hand out flash paper later, and if you're on Zoom, you don't necessarily need a physical piece of paper. Some of you have something that you're going to dissolve in water, and here tonight we're going to use the element of fire. And maybe it's okay if I light these right now. Airplanes have 2 engines just in case one goes out. Okay. All right. So there's going to be drums and sound healing instruments, as I mentioned, and one of the reasons why sound healing is so important is it really connects us, is vibration. We're vibrational beings. Our soul is pure energy. Our soul is pure energy. Everything else is an answer to that energy. Everything else is an expression of that energy. So we're here to tap into that. Drums is an important way to do that. Drums has been used since time immemorial to call forth and prepare, and many ceremonial and healing uses for drums. Shakers to cleanse. Flute is one of the oldest instruments there is, so we're gonna bring those instruments in. And so we're going to start out doing what I'm calling preparation or calling in. There's a band called Gypsy Soul. They're wonderful if you haven't checked them out. They're out of Asheville, Oregon. And they have a song called, actually, where do they live now? Kathleen, do you know where they live now? They live somewhere else, don't they? Sedona, okay. So they have a song called I'm Calling In. And the main lyric of the song says, I'm calling in all of the answers inside of me. And so that's really the theme behind where we're going to begin. And so we're going to call in, and let's ask you to take a deep breath and just think about calling in whatever spiritual guides, guardian angels, source energy, God known by many names. Just calling in whatever beings of light or ancestors, pets, spirit animals, whatever are your benefactors and your allies in this lifetime. So as you breathe into that, just know that you are fully safe and surrounded with people that are about unconditional love. And where else can you walk into a room knowing that you're filled with a group of like-minded spiritual beings that are here, whether in the Zoom room or the physical room, there's a vibration happening here that is powerful and that is amazing. So we're going to begin with a drum call, and you can, during this whole evening, you can go within and just treat it like a meditation and let the sounds do what the sounds will. Or if you have an insight, you can use your journal paper, you can write anything down, and then go back into meditative state. So this is for you, and we're honored to bring it. So the pitches that are being played right now are F and C, and they're meant to tone and align with the heart chakra and the root chakra. So there's a grounding element and there's a heart element. And this is a time where you can just treat this as a guided meditation or a meditation to guide you in anything that you want to write down as a part of your journaling. However you want to treat it. So at this point, I'm thinking about divine guidance. Can everybody hear me okay, by the way? Someone said bring my volume up just a little bit if you could, Ruben. Okay. So divine guidance, is that better? Yeah. As it says in the Gospels, ask and it is given. Seek and you will find it. Knock and the door will be opened to you. That's the basis of all of Esther Hicks' law of attraction work, if you think of it. And so, at this moment, if you could think about what is waiting to be revealed. What is waiting to be healed? And like I said, you can just think about these things and let them percolate, or you can journal on them. But the next question is, what energy is incompatible with where I'm going? Incompatible with the highest self of me that I was born here to be? What habit, energy, way of being does not jive with the true me anymore? Maybe I'm done with it. Is there something that you're sick and tired of in your own thinking, in your own opinion about yourself? You don't have to believe those opinions anymore. Is there someone that needs forgiving? Is that someone yourself? Is there any shame that needs to be released? What are you tired of carrying in 2024 and you're ready to put it down? There's a song by Jamie Lula, and it goes like this. I'm not going to sing it, but it says, I won't waste one more minute of my life. I won't waste one more minute of my precious wild life. And so when you think of that, what kind of opportunities does that bring? So I'm going to continue this theme of the F pitch, which is aligned with the heart. And if you'd like to do any journaling around this, anything I've said, or if you'd just like to simply meditate to this, go ahead. So let's just be in the silence for a moment. And taking a deep breath. So now we are going to move into the burning bowl ritual part of the evening, and Valerie and Josephine, our board president and vice president, coincidentally, working as a team, that's great, are going to be handing out flash paper, and I want you to hold on to this flash paper before you write on it. And some of you may be accustomed to get, like an 8x9 piece of flash paper, all right? Some of you may say, hey, I've got a lot to let go. But we are going to use the standard, very small piece of flash paper that will only fit about 1, 2, maybe 3 words, maybe a small phrase, depending on how you write. And the idea is to identify maybe 1 or 2 things that you want to let go of. To try to crystallize, to try to distill, what's the most important thing? And if it's 2 things or 3 things, maybe just jot a little bullet down on the flash paper. But we're going to do that in a moment. And the ancient healers knew a way of dissipating, a way of dissolving, a way of resolving, and a way of transmuting these things that we want to let go of is the elements. So any of the elements can be used. And in this case, we're going to use fire to transmute these things because they're just pieces of energy. So we're going to invite the fire to transmute these things. And you're literally symbolizing that by taking this physical piece of paper and sending it to the ethers, as they used to say. You're sending it to a different realm. So I'm going to ask Kathleen and Judson to come up here. And I'm going to demonstrate first how we're going to do this. Does someone have a piece of flash paper, an extra piece of flash paper, Josephine? That's a big piece. What are you trying to tell me? She said, David, I have... Okay, so what we're going to do is row by row, beginning with the first row, we're going to do the ritual, and then when the first row is done, we'll have the second row come up, and so on and so on. And in the next few minutes, you're going to actually distill and write on this piece of paper the word or words that you want to let go. I could fit a whole paragraph on this one. But pen is fine, and you can just turn it face down when you're ready. And then, once I get the word, I will walk up here, and if I'm in the left side over here, everybody's going to go to this, and I'm going to take the word that I've been holding on to that I want to let go, and I'm just going to put it near the candle, and then once it starts to burn, I'm going to drop it into the salt. There's salt down there, okay? Yeah, and try not to drop it directly onto the candle. Use the candle to light it and then drop it into the salt. And then you'll just return back. Are there any questions about the ritual? Okay. So, let's just take a few minutes right now. Does everybody have a piece of flash paper? Does anybody need one? Okay, we're going to take a few minutes to distill whatever it is that we'd like to let go of. Take your time. if anybody wants an extra piece of paper, you can raise your hand and we'll give one to you. Thank you. And if you're at home and you don't have a piece of paper to melt, you can just take a piece of paper and ball it up, put it in the shredder, put it in the circular file known as the wastebasket. And raise your hand if you need more time, because we've got plenty of time. Raise your hand if you need a few more minutes. Okay? Raise your hand if you're done. Okay. Why don't we do this? We'll slowly start to begin the ritual now with the front row and then the second row. So I just want to ask for your help, and let's just symbolically send our love energy here and just give unconditional love to everyone's intention to let go of something. So I support every piece of paper that has been thrown here as if it's a prayer. Some might call it a denial. I deny that this will have no power over me. And if it takes more of these rituals to let this go, fine. But tonight, I have done something significant. It's happening right now, and I send unconditional love to everyone in this room for their intention, and so it is. Perfect. There you go. Ruben, would you like to do one, or anybody that hasn't done one? Okay. Thank you. We are complete with that process. So the last part of this process is you have hopefully some space in your journal, and if you need a little bit of extra paper, you can see Josephine in the back. We might have, Josephine, do we have extra paper back there if somebody ran out? What we're going to do right now is we're going to, I think there's enough light to do this. Write a letter to yourself. And this is a tradition. And last year, I believe it was writing a letter to God or writing a letter to your future self. What I would suggest you entertain as an option to that is writing a letter from your divine self, your highest, wise, sage self, to the self that forgets, to the inner child, if you will. Right? So you're writing a letter from your higher self, your highest self, to the self in you that forgets who you really are. Does that make sense? Okay. Or to your inner child. And alternatively, you can write a letter to your future self. And this is not going to be mailed. This will be something that you can hold on to. So we're just going to take a few minutes to do this, and I'm going to play a little bit of music. One of the tracks I'm going to play is called Compassion, and the other track I'm going to play is from Shambhu's 8th album that he just released, and it's from his album called Reflections, right, Shambhu? And so enjoy as we write this letter, and we're going to take about 7 or 8 minutes to do this. Okay. And I'm going to add some notes. Something that might help you with your writing is, the truth of me is, you fill in the blank. I now welcome and invite, you fill in the blank. What is my commitment to myself? Which I can change at any time. And the last statement is, I now have room to do what? That was just a teaser of Shambhu's new album. Sorry, I couldn't play the whole track. It's beautiful. That one's called Destiny. I love it. So we're going to complete tonight. And if you'd like to keep on writing, keep on writing. We're going to close the evening with some sound healing work by Kathleen and Judson. As you can tell, what they do is pretty amazing, and they've been doing it for a long, long time, and they bring such high consciousness to whatever they do. And so we'll conclude with that, and then we'll have a couple of announcements for you. Namaste. So wonderful. Not every day you have that kind of energy going on in the room, but you can have that anytime you want in your mind. Thank you, Judson and Kathleen. I just want to, let's give Judson and Kathleen an applause. I invite you to, now this is only a small collection of their instruments. If you go to their house, you're going to see they actually hold sound healing events in their house, and they opened up recently a new center in north part of San Jose called Infinity Energetics, and they do some incredible healing work. They are multi-spectrum healers, and just connect with them afterwards and just find out a little bit more about what they do. And you know, coincidentally, they were here, was it 14 years ago, or? Yeah, welcome back. What took so long? So also, thank you, Jen DeFreitas, doing a beautiful job on the Shruti box. And I will say that in the middle of the sound check, so I have like 8 flutes, and in the middle of the sound check, I realized I grabbed the wrong flute. So Jen had to go, during the sound check, drive all the way back to the house, grab all the flutes, and bring them back here just in time. So thank you, Jen, for that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ruben, for doing such a great job on sound. Thank you, all of you, for being here on New Year's. Yeah, get excited about New Year's. This is your, yeah. This is your party. That's about as wild as it gets, right? And you know, who needs the wild stuff anymore? This is the work, right? This is the work that's rewarding. So the next step to this work, if you want to join us, not this Sunday, but January 12th during the regular Sunday service, which is at 11 a.m. right here, you can join us, and we're going to be doing something called visioning, which is a process developed by Michael Beckwith, and we're going to combine that with a white stone ceremony. So ancient, and it's also Unity tradition to do that. So that'll be on January 12th. If you need to add to our mailing list, if you're not on it, there's a sign-up list in the back of the back table there. If you we didn't do a passing the basket, so to speak, but we would appreciate any love offerings that you may have. They're tax deductible. And if you want to place those there's a box in the back. Josephine, raise your hand. There's a box back there. And Josephine is our board president, so you can also, and Valerie's our board vice president, so you can also hand your love offerings to them. Thank you. How do we feel? Awesome. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's close by standing. And I have some affirmations that I'd like you to repeat after me. They're very short. Here we go. I'm going to say it, and you're going to say it after me. I'm grateful for new beginnings. I'm grateful for the gift of letting go. The gift of letting go. I bless this new year. I see hope on the horizon. I see love in all things. I embrace my power in this moment. For myself and the planet. I am light. And so it is. All right. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.